Hello YouTubers, welcome back to ThoseYGOguys. I'm your host, Alessandro, and in this video we'll be doing a deck profile on my Tempest Dragunities, since I know there's a large request for a deck profile for mainly Tempest Dragunities, and one other person demanded a deck profile for the Hero Beat, but we will get that up. So it'll be two separate videos of deck profiles. So within this video, I'll be talking about what I run in Tempest Dragunities, and pretty much that's about it. Before I get started with this deck profile, I'll give all credentials to Jamie the Kid 00. Basically, the main deck is basically what he runs. It's just an experimental testing for me, just see how or what kind of cards do Tempest Dragunity run. So this has been like a testing phase. So pretty much I completed this deck within this week, and I was like, I love this deck. I want to get a dual video up real quick. And since a lot of you guys enjoy it, that gives me a sign that yeah, this is looking pretty good. So all credits goes to Jamie the Kid 00. I will have a link down below in the description box, so go check out his channel. So yeah, let's get started with this deck profile. So we're gonna start off with the monsters. Pretty much your basic staples when you run Dragunities. Your main tuner will be Dragunity Phalanx. Run 3 of them. He is your essential dragon type tuner, pretty much the most, in order to start off your OTK plays. Once per turn, while this card is equipped to a monster as an equipped card by an effect, you can special summon this card to your side of field. So he is your main monster you want to get to the graveyard ASAP. Following up, we have your main normal summonable monster, 3 copies of Dragunity Dux. It'll be also your essential piece to the OTK place. And following up, we'll follow up with a playset of 3 copies of Dragunity Arma Mystletainn. So pretty much what the OTK is basically on. If you open up with Phalanx in the grave and you have Dux and a Mystletainn, you pretty much got awesomeness. And if you open up like more than one Mystletainn with a Dux in the grave and the Dux, then you're pretty much our golden. And to wrap up the Dragunity lineup, I'm running 1 Dragunity Arma Leyvaten, just for the Trident Dragon play, which you will see later on. So that's it for the Dragunities. So following up, continuing on the monster lineup, I'm running 2 Garuda the Wind Spirit. I've been seeing a lot of the OCG builds running Garuda, and a lot of people who are running Tempest Dragunities definitely run Garuda. So I gave it a try. So far, Garuda's been testing really well for me. It gives pretty optimal plays. Then I will run 1 copy of Blackwing Zephyros Elite. You only need 1 because basically the entire basic of the deck is win attributes. In order to get Tempest effect rolling, you need to have like mostly wins, and Tempest and Zephyros don't mix very well together. So, but it is really important because you want to bounce back. Let's say the red eyes you just special summon through Heretic Dragon King Platoon. If you've seen like in my dual video, like I did, that gives me like 2 effect use of Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. So this card is a definitely must at 1. I encourage just to go with 1. More than that is not heavily advised. I also run 1 Miss Valley Baby Rock. This card combos really well with Dragunity Knight J-Durg, which it's really amazing. So in the end, like if I feel like I want to make it a level 8 synchro, all I have to do is use Dragunity Dux effect, adding this little guy to my hand and then discard it. Then it will automatically activate Mystletainn Baby effect, which when it's sent directly from hand to the graveyard, I can special summon this card to my side of the field. And it's like a level 2 tuner, level 2 tuner monster, so it gives more optimal level 8 plays. The one Red Eyes, of course, to continue your spammage of dragons. And the one card that made this deck possible, even a billion times better, Tempest, Dragon Ruler of Storms. Without this card, the hard part was to get Dragunity Arma Mystletainn to your hand. I mean, Phalanx and Dux were the easy part to get. Mystletainn was the tricky part. But now with the addition of this card can now give you the optional game Mystletainn a whole lot easier, and it makes the OTK plays a lot more consistent, and this is pretty much what Dragunities need. So I'm very glad that this card was made, even though people really do dislike Dragon Rulers and all, but Dragon Rulers, in respect for their attributes, and like in other decks, it helps so much, and this is a prime example of helping his main attribute that it represents. So I'm going around with 2, so that's it for monster lineup. So for spells, we're gonna go through the staples. 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Coal, 1 Heavy, pretty much your holy trinity, and 1 Pot of Avarice. Believe me, it's really easy to get at least 5 monsters in your grave. I went through like, I lost count how many monsters I went. It was a lot. So pretty much it made this card live in 1 turn. Continuing on with the spells. Now for the back row hates, because it's an OTK deck, and you don't like back rows to stop you. So I maxed out 3 MSTs, along with a playset of 3 Night Beams. Night Beams is actually a pretty interesting card. If you don't know what it is about, basically it targets 1 set spell or trap card your opponent controls, destroy that target. Your opponent cannot activate the targeted card in response to this card's activation. So basically, they cannot chain Compulse or Abyss Sphere for Mermels and so on and so forth if they're being the selected card by Night Beam. So that's a pretty cool thing about Night Beam. Following up, we have 2 Pot of Dualities to add consistency. You can spare yourself 1 turn from special summoning. It's pretty. The main thing is to have your combo piece in check and all set to go, because you don't want to go play with some janky hands. Like, I mean, how you're supposed to? I mean, this deck does not work well with janky hands. 2 cards of consonance. So pretty much, you ditch your Phalanx, and you draw 2 brand new cards. Then I max out for 3 gold sarcophagus. 1 to banish the Tempest to get the Tempest search effect to get Mystletainn, basically. If I have a Mystletainn and a Dux in hand, but I don't have the Phalanx, then I'll get a Phalanx. And if I have a way to get Phalanx in the graveyard, which is pretty basically easily, then yes, I have already set up the play. Such as Cards of Consonance, Dragon Ravine, so on and so forth. And then if you open up like 2 gold sarcophagus, you can use the first one to banish Tempest, and then you can use the second one to banish a power spell card such as Pot of Avarice, Dark Hole, Heavy, Monster Reborn, whichever you feel is necessary. So yeah. Then triple terraforming, highly recommended running 3 because you're going to be running 3 Dragon Ravine. Now the reason why run 3 terraformings is A, you need Dragon Ravine into your hand ASAP because it sets up your combos and all that. B, you can also use the spare terraformings as a discard fodder for Dragon Ravine because trust me, there will be cards that you're like, ooh, I don't want to discard this, and so on and so forth. So it's essential, and personally I feel like running 3 terraforming and 3 Dragon Ravine is essential. No less than 3. And pretty much I've been running this lineup throughout all my Dragunity builds. So yeah. So that's it for the spells, and that's it for the main deck. I'm not running any traps right now. This is an experimental process. But it is subject to change, and I'll talk a little bit more once I'm finished out the extra deck. Now for the extra deck, it's highly, if you're going for competitive play, 3 Dragunity Knight Vajrayana is pretty much the main staple within all Dragunity builds. Whether you're going to be running Tempest Dragunities or you're going to be playing some control-like Dragunities, this is essential to run 3 of. Then another essential level 6 synchro is Dragunity Knight J-Durg. Basically, you can, once per turn during your main phase, add 1 level 4 Lord, Dragon type, or Wing Beast type monster from your deck to your hand. Then you discard 1 Dragon type or Wing Beast monster. So it gets your combo plays going, like you add that Zephyros from your hand, from your deck. I mean, from your deck to your hand, and then you discard it. Or that Miss Valley Baby Rock I mentioned. So you can immediately go into level 8 synchro. Right now, this is like a little fun tech I've been messing around. I am playing 1 copy of Dragunity Knight J-Bulk. Rarely I bring him out. There was like a few instances I bring out this card. For fun plays, yeah, this card is pretty fun. Competitive play, don't run it. You'll be surprised how many people really fall for this card. I have a lot of people who think like they bring out, I don't know, Crimson Blader or Stardust and attack into my J-Bulk, and what it does is first of all, it's a level 6 synchro monster, 2000 attack, level 100 defense, requires a 1 dragon type tuner and 1 or more non-tuner Wing Beast type monster. If this card attacks or is attacked during the damage step, you can remove from play 1 and only 1 Wing Beast type monster from your graveyard. Have this card gain the attack of that monster until the end phase. So basically, I'll just banish the already used up Zephyros the Elite in my graveyard. This goes from 2000 to 3600 basic. So it gets so big, and you'd be surprised how many people fall for this card very easily. So yeah. For competitive play, I'm probably going to replace this for something like Orient Dragon or something, since Thinkers are about to make a comeback, or at least starting to become a little bit more popular, starting with the Judgment of Light set, so yeah. Now for our level 8 synchros, I run 1 Colossal Fighter. It's a pretty nifty attack card. I like it. Then of course, gotta run this 1 Crimson Blader. Against drag rules and all that, this card is like an immediate answer, and it costs really a lot of damage to the Dragon Ruler player. 1 Scrap Dragon, if you want to go all ham, like balls to the wall, then yeah. Then bring out Scrap Dragon, pop whatever obstacle is in your way, and then go from game. Go for game. I do run 2 Stardust Dragon. for protection for my monsters and my field spell. And then the 1 copy of Trident Dragon. And this card can be you can OTK your opponent with this card, or it's just a beast stick. But do keep in mind, people are running effect Bailers, so if you do choose and blow up 2 cards and they Bailer you, you took a neck 2 and you get no advantage right there. So then for XC monsters, I do run 1 Heretic Dragon King of the Tomb to bring out your dragon monsters from your deck to your side of the field. There's Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon or Dragunity Armor Leyvaten. Then 1 Photon Strike Bowser to say forget you effect monsters, because it just gives an extra protection from monster effects and it makes you feel better. And of course, 1 Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger for piercing, because this guy doesn't need XYZ materials. You just like slap it on the board, boom, you got yourself a piercer. Now it is a 14 card extra deck. 14 card extra deck. So I'm still coming up with an idea for the 15 cards, and I'll probably, the main deck and extra deck are subject to change within due time. Maybe not in this form, but probably by next format I'll feel a little bit more comfortable and probably change from here and there. Some of the changes I might consider, like maybe add a trap lineup, because there will be times where you gotta need some protection, and the one deck that gives this deck a lot of hard time will be Evil Swarms. Because Ophion, as long as that thing is on the field with an XYZ material, you can't do much. And yeah, it really does suck. So having a trap lineup might help a little bit, such as Compulse or so on and so forth. What else? And then for extra deck, I'm kind of like thinking like replace the J-Bulk for Orient Dragon because Synchro Monster will probably make a comeback. And then for XC monsters, I've been thinking about Lightning Chidori and Ice Beast Zero Fiend. Let me look that one up real quick. I think it is Ice. Let me check. Let me look that one up real quick. Let me see. Yes, Ice Beast Zero Fiend. Yeah, that's it. For those of you who don't know what it is a rank 4 XE monster. It requires 2 level 4 Wing Beast monsters, water attribute, 2000 attack, 2200 defense. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card, negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls, and if you do, this card gains 300 attack for each face-up card currently on the field except this card. These effects are applied until your next standby phase. So you'd be surprised how quickly you can get that thing really high in attack points. So those are the options I am considering. Another thing is I've been play testing this deck, and one is through Stefano's Hero Beat, of course. And then I play against a friend of mine, Jonathan, against his Dragon Ruler deck, and a lot of people have been wondering, like, how does this deck get over Draco's deck? And the answer is pretty obvious. You just spam a lot of monsters on the field, and it's really not that hard to special summon a lot of monsters on the field. So Draco's deck is not the biggest issue. The real big issue is that people are now main decking hand traps. Like, people are running effect bailers, probably max out the effect bailers, maxing out the max C's as well. And to be honest, from my experience, this deck is pretty much a glass cannon. It automatically loses to hand traps really hardcore. Like, if they bailer the right time, the right target at this certain point of the event, it just leaves the Tempest Dragunity player stunned. It's like, well, shoot, how am I going to make a comeback? So that is one thing. And also, like, the first round, Jonathan dropped Max C on me, and I was like, ooh. And I was debating, do I need to go further? Because normally I don't want to go further, but the problem is, at that time I had like already used up the only Dux and Mystletainn on the field. I mean, from my hand and put it on the field. So I was like, okay, I gotta go for it because there won't be another chance, and Dragossack is already on the field, so I won't get another chance. I went all out, and then like in the end, I had got a Red Eyes Darkness Metal full power, a Photon Strike Bouncer. No, not Photon. That was the main phase 2. Vajrayana, Mystletainn, a Stardust, and a Crimson Blader. And by the time I dropped that Crimson Blader, he immediately effect veiled Crimson Blader. I was like, So yeah, there goes that stun factor. Yeah, it sucked. But I did deal massive damage, and then went back to I went to main phase 2, make Photon Strike Bouncer, and then like pray to dear God like he doesn't obliterate my field, but he did drew a lot of cards. And sometimes I kind of wish I main deck Forbidden Chalice so I could just instead make Crimson Blader, Colossal Fighter, and just attack to Dragossack, then activate before damage calculation apply Forbidden Chalice. They gain Dragossack's effect, but he gains 400 attack, so Dragossack goes from 2600 to 3000. And the reason why is that when Colossal Fire is destroyed by battle, he can special summon him. You can special summon one warrior type monster from either player's graveyard to your side of the field, namely Colossal Fire himself. So you pretty much have the loop already going. It's like, okay, Crash dies, Colossal Fire comes back, they draw a card. Crash, it dies, it comes back, they draw again, and you just keep doing until they deck out. But what do you want me to say? Now that I did mention it, I probably will be thinking about Forbidden Chalice as well. Especially for that Opium. Opium just... I test play against my Evil Swarm deck. It's just disgusting. Like, the Dragunity deck is just... That's it. But yeah. There are waves white flag before even the duel even really actually starts. So that's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys find this very informative, very helpful, and ask some questions. Do try it out first, and give me a feedback from your experience by playing the deck. This is an experimental deck. Do keep in mind, and yeah, and who knows? You might, for those of you who are going to nationals, you might gonna see this deck at nationals. Who knows? So I hope you guys find this very informative, very helpful. So if you have any other questions, please do comment down below, and I'll hope to get back with you by answering all of your questions. So do take care of yourself, and stay tuned for the Hero Beat deck profile I'll be uploading soon. So take care, guys, and that's it from ThoseYGOguys. See you later.